listening to Mystic Mornings on 502 Fallen Angel Radio. You're listening to 502 Fallen Angel Radio.
And we are here with Liam and Audrey, right? Aubrey. Awesome. So, and your guys' project is called the Sound Egg International?
We kind of been doing a lot of collaborations and in collectives in South Wales, where we're from. Literally since lockdown hit at the beginning of the pandemic, and it kind of brought the music community quite close together. So we've kind of got a bit of a network going on where we're all contributing to each other's songs, and which is great really for the range of influences that we can bring to songs, and without really just doing it for the love really, and something to do other than going totally insane.
So has this been something you've been doing since lockdown, or did you have your own band before lockdown, or?
Liam in particular, he was in a band that were doing quite big gigs. But obviously, lockdown hit and there wasn't any, there were no gigs. So I was I've been in bands years ago. In fact, I'm probably old enough to be Liam's father. If I'd sowed my oats at quite a young age. So I've been in bands like 20 years ago called Aubrey Straw. And Liam was in a band called These Thrilling Lies. And since lockdown, we've been producing songs remotely. And our other member as well, who's living in Cyprus, he was in my band Aubrey Straw 20 years ago. We send him the files and he produces them, and we mix it. I do the videos. Liam does all the instruments. We have like mixing sessions over Teams and Skype and the like. And then we produce videos that kind of have got like a nostalgic feel to them, a bit far out maybe. We just enjoy what we're doing.
So how many artists contribute to this Sound Egg International project?
3 directly, and we've got other people involved in various aspects of different songs depending on what suits the song as well. So, like Liam, for example, is also in another band called Vela Incident that you featured, I think, quite recently, and they're producing songs in a similar sort of way. I think the next track is actually going to be an old Aubrey Straw song as well, that we're helping out on. So it's kind of, the title of Aubrey Straw v Sound Egg was basically just to kind of put out there that this particular song, Familiar Faces v Crystal Visions, was a song, basically 2 songs that were destined to go nowhere. One from 20 years ago and one from last year, which didn't seem to be gathering any momentum. But from 2 average songs, I think we've made one particularly great song. By combining those different ideas and getting a good funky groove to it, while sticking out 2 fingers up to the man at the same time. Yeah.
So how did you come up with the project name, Sound Egg International?
That's all
We've been in the band a couple of years, and I always wanted to start my own solo project. And my dad came up with Sound Egg. I think his mate's nickname is Eggy or something. And that's how it came about, really.
I suppose it's got a double meaning as well, Liam, like in terms of sound being what people hear kind of say, oh yeah man, that's sound, yeah, that's really good, that's really cool. And also the sound aspect of music, I guess. And if you're a sound egg, you're a good fella, as well as being, as an embryo of something that's going to be musical.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what do you think sets your guys' project apart from everyone else?
I don't think we really care. And I think that, gone are the days where perhaps, particularly me, I used to care 20 years ago, but then you feel constrained then by what you think you might need to do for the benefit of meeting your objectives, whether that be getting signed to a label or, getting radio and television exposure and making it big, if you like, in inverted commas. I think the fact that we don't care gives us the freedom to be able to produce music that we really love and like to share, and if anyone does listen to them and likes them, and bonus, but we kind of doing it from a point of view of like the old Renaissance artists who didn't make any money until they died, you know, and if that's our legacy, then great, you know, or even if it doesn't, I'll be dead and I won't even know.
Cool. So, what genre would you consider your music to fit in?
Good question. I think we've alluded to the fact we kind of like crossing genres, and this particular track I think has got funk and psychedelia in it combined. I think psychedelia will probably be from Liam's influences from the embryo that was Crystal Visions, and Familiar Faces then would be more like in terms of the funk rock side of things that Aubrey Straw were about, and the combination of the two sort of combined. The other track that we've got called The Buzzard's Back also has got a bit of the psychedelia in it, but it's got a little bit more punky type feel to it, so it's, I don't get any rules, and I think if we wanted to be stereotyped, I think all the fun would go out of it, and you kind of lose the reason why we got into it in the first place.
That is really cool. So what would you deem as your biggest achievement?
Oh, that's a good question. To be honest, I think just having, every time we produce a track that we're pleased with and we sign it off, I think that's a hell of an achievement. And particularly with this track we got here, to think that these songs were like almost buried and, you know, we're never going to see the light of day. And then when we worked on them and brought them back to life, and, you know, with vigour, then I think that's right up there. But it's not like the biggest achievement, but I think that's kind of why we do it, and I think that's why we get up in the morning, if you like, and tune into what we tune into.
Yeah, 100%.
That's pretty.
It's not about the achievement. I think it's just about like feeling like we've achieved something, if you know what I mean.
So let's get into the music here. You guys sent me quite a few here. Let's see here. You sent me Familiar Faces. What is Familiar Faces about?
That's the hybrid song that we've been chatting about. It's kind of a combination of being hyper, sort of about the possibility of there being reptilian humanoids living amongst us. And the Crystal Vision side of it is more a case of the solution to that is getting psychedelically high and not worrying about it.
Very cool. So you mentioned the Buzzard's Back. What is this song about?
That's a song about Liam getting psychedelically high and observing a buzzard having a little bit of an altercation with a murder of crows, and then him relaying that story to me, and I wrote the lyrics kind of based upon me imagining myself in Liam's head while he's in that frame of mind, and then we kind of, but I made the metaphors, if you like, for as well as just being about that particular instant, about life generally, with the corvids that I mentioned, like the crows being people who are out to get you, you know, but the Buzzard's Back is about coming back, you know, and standing up for yourself and sending them home with talon scars in their eyes.
So, before we came on here, I played Imperfect Spheres. What is this about?
Oh, well, I didn't expect that, but that's an Aubrey Straw song from 25 years ago that we picked up and revitalized again. That's another example. And it's kind of, it's like a feeling that you're living in different worlds, or an imperfect world, hence the sphere, because the world isn't perfectly round. But also, you might well have had a different kind of sphere to your partner, let's say, and broken down. But the chorus, then there's a place in my heart where I hoped you'd play a part, but it's all right. It's kind of coming to terms with that.
That's pretty cool. So why don't we take a quick song break here and listen to Buzzard's Back?
Excellent. Good choice.
You're listening to 502 Fallen Angel Radio.
So, are you guys currently working on anything new?
Yeah, we've got a few things in the pipeline. We've got, Liam's got another track that he's written that we're working on. So the titles are kind of wake up at the moment, but that'll evolve quite exponentially once we're fully focused on it. We've been working on the promotion of this particular of Familiar Faces v Crystal Visions for the last couple of weeks, so this will be good to get back into the writing space. We've got, as mentioned, Liam also plays in the band Vela Incident, who are doing a cover of an Aubrey Straw song that we'd be involved in. We've got another collective collaboration with another guy called Dai Williams, called Witches. And we're also have been promoting Jackson Lucitt's Text Back Blues as well. So we kind of, like as I mentioned earlier, our musical community where we live is really strong at the moment and is thriving despite the adversity. We don't see like it being like one artist or anything. It's like who's giving it the most drive, and then we all help out where we're asked and where we can add value.
So not competition, is it?
No.
That is really cool. So, how many albums or singles do you guys have out, and where can people go and find them and buy them, stream them?
Good question. Well, these two, The Buzzard's Back and Familiar Faces, are on all streaming platforms, which you can get by searching Aubrey Straw v Sound Egg. And there's various videos on YouTube, including those two, plus some old Aubrey Straw ones. There are Facebook pages as well, Sound Egg International, Aubrey Straw Memories, that have got some other fun things on there. And Liam's our Twitter man, and he's given it all the action on Twitter and Instagram as well. So it's kind of there if people like it and they do a bit of a Google, pretty much the first things that come up, because not many other bands are called Aubrey Straw or Sound Egg.
Very true. So, when lockdown is done over there, are you guys hoping to maybe get out and play some gigs and events?
Definitely, and I think what we've been able to generate through our strengthening of our community is the ability to put on quite big shows, because we've got quite a big following from all the individual acts, and the scene that we've generated whilst being confined to barracks, it's quite a story really. I think once we're all out of it, I think we'll be looking to produce some quite high profile festivals in conjunction with Shiny Vinyl Presents, which is another one of our co-collaborators, who are also looking to form a bona fide record label as a result. So I think, kind of doing it for ourselves, and getting out there and generating the interest while there's nothing else to do.
That is really cool. So, have either of you had an embarrassing moment while performing or recording music even?
An embarrassing moment? What does that mean?
Like, forgetting the words or falling down or tripping over something or...
Oh, I got to. Embarrassing moment.
Yes.
I'm sure you have, yeah.
Oh, yeah. First time I played bass, I had to step in for the bassist because he dropped out. I've never played bass with my fingers before, and my hand cramped up. That's been embarrassing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I got a few stories as well, but mine are mainly about learning a lesson about not getting too drunk before shows.
No, I've heard that a lot from, bands and artists from the UK. Because I've interviewed quite a few from the UK, and I've heard some pretty embarrassing moments of, how they got drunk and went up stage and on stage and performed. So.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure speaking with you. And I think I'll end it by playing your songs again.
Awesome.
Of course.
Lovely. I hope you enjoy it. And thanks for your time today. It's just been really nice meeting you. Thank you very much.
It's been really nice meeting you too. And I hope this whole COVID business gets over with very, very soon, because I know artists and bands from all around the world, including the United States, are just anxious to get back out there and perform live.
Indeed. And, yes. And stay safe as well.
Oh, you too.
Any future singles you bring out, we'll send them to. Fancy doing another one?
Sure.
Yeah, we get on them. We might have 3 or 4 to send you this month, or in March rather, so.
That's awesome.
It's been the start of a beautiful friendship.
Oh, most definitely.
Are you afraid?
listening to 502 Fallen Angel Radio. You're listening to Mystic Mornings on 502 Fallen Angel Radio.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. Wait, don't touch your device. Don't even move it. You've got it tuned in perfectly to 502 Fallen Angel Radio. You've done well. Mistress Angie is pleased.
That's okay, I'm not looking to... I can see the familiar faces, even in a familiar places, the crowds turn out in the hundreds of millions, social chameleons, hopefully see what breeds in familiar faces, generations of loathing and faceless put-downs, while an elite lounge of reptilians, some of pavilions, all golden will lie down. Crystal visions and a simple mind, crystal visions of a simple kind, crystal visions of a simple kind. Crystal visions and a simple mind, crystal visions of a simple I can see the familiar faces, but I'm blind to the tasteless complacencies now, and deaf to the lizard king's minions. Feel my opinions, feel venom into your eyes. Crystal visions and a simple mind, crystal visions of a simple kind, crystal visions of a simple kind. Crystal visions and a simple mind, crystal visions of a simple kind. I can see the familiar faces, even in a familiar places. The crowds turn out in their hundreds of millions, social chameleons stare with gold bullion eyes.
You're listening to 502 Fallen Angel Radio. You're listening to Mystic Mornings on 502 Fallen Angel Radio.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. Wait, don't touch your device. Don't even move it. You've got it tuned in perfectly to 502 Fallen Angel Radio. You've done well. Mistress Angie is pleased.
That's okay,